So let's have some examples. I want to run through 3 different scenarios for you with 3 different tip spiels that might work in given situations. So example tip spiel 1 might be something like this. Today I'll be guiding you through the city of Brisbane, stopping at Town Hall, at the South Bank Markets and going for a walk along the river as well. We'll be making very frequent stops where I can give you tidbits and various bits of information, which I'm really excited about. And please, at any stage, feel free to ask me any questions that you have. I promise if I don't know the answer, that I will go and find out for you. I do earn a wage on this tour. I am expected to make it up to a livable standard through tips. And if you feel at the end of this tour that I've done more than just take you from A to B or shown you the sights, if you feel like I've actually given you a bit of a personal experience and really done my best to make sure that you've enjoyed your time, I'd welcome any gratuities that you feel like giving me. So I'm going to give you another example now of a tip spiel, and this is actually my old tip spiel from Greece, which I perfected over a number of years. It was very effective because it was a multi-day tour, and I spent quite a lot of time at the start of the tour talking to people about what they needed to know, the ins and outs of how to survive in Greece. And I'd move on from that, I'd lead from that by giving them little tips, and this one was a tip about tipping. And I start by saying, I'd now like to talk about something that I know Americans are very familiar with, but Australians and other nationalities can sometimes have issues with, and that's gratuities or tipping. Now, Greece, just like the rest of Europe, works on a tipping culture. And what that means is that anyone in the service industry, we're talking here about waiters, bartenders, taxi drivers, all earn a very minimum wage and are expected to make it up to a livable standard through gratuities. If you feel like you've received great service from someone in that industry, whether it be at a restaurant or whether it be at a bar, put aside a little bit of money and give it to them at the end. And a general rule of thumb would be 10 to 15% of your total spend. Now, I too am a tour guide in a service industry in Greece, and I earn a wage, but it's a very minimal wage, and I'm expected to make it up to a livable standard through tips. If at the end of this tour you feel like I've done more than just take you from A to B, if you feel like I've actually put some heart and soul into this and tried to give you the best experience I possibly could, I too would appreciate a tip. It doesn't have to be much. It can be the price of a cup of coffee a day, say $5. Put that aside, and at the end of the day, that's $25 that you don't have to think about and you can give me if you feel I've deserved it. I don't want your charity. I don't work for free. And if you feel like I've given you value, then by all means, feel free to tip me back. Okay, so now let's give you a third different option, and this is an option that I've developed if you're giving a free tour and rely solely on tips. I'm really excited to see such a large turnout for our museum tour today. Thank you for coming. My name is Nick and I'll be your tour guide. I have a degree in archaeology and I've also studied history and mythology, so I'm really excited about what I can share. Please feel free to stop and ask questions at any time. This tour is free, so it won't cost you a cent. However, we do ask if you've enjoyed the tour that you consider leaving us a tip. $5 or $50, whatever you think the tour is worth. I do donate 10% of all of my tips to preservation projects at the museum so that its exhibits can be enjoyed by future generations to come. If you have liked the video, I'd really appreciate a like or subscribe or even a share. It helps me get the word out about this fantastic profession. If you'd like some more information or to purchase my book, you can click on the link below, or you can go to www.thetourguidebook.com.